Buying the right dental practice means buying from the right dental practice seller. It's tempting to think that the seller doesn't really matter because once the practice is yours, it's yours, right? Not that easy, I'm afraid. The seller has a big impact both now and well into your ownership experience. As much as possible, you and the seller should mesh well together. I'll give you 2 reasons why. First, you want a seller who is as serious about selling as you are about buying. The practice purchase process is already complex enough without a seller who's wishy-washy, lists his practice and accepts your letter of intent, only to change his mind a few weeks later or decide he wants you to come on as an associate for a couple years before the sale. It's frustrating at best and often derails the entire sale at worst. Second, and just as important, the seller's clinical philosophy should mesh well with your own. Longtime patients of the practice who are meeting you for the first time will already be nervous enough about the new guy. If your treatment plans are far more aggressive than they're used to, or far less so, this will only make their nerves worse. And this is even more of a factor if the seller is staying on as an associate for a time, since you'll be rubbing elbows every day. Assessing the seller can be just as important as assessing the practice. The good news here is that I have yet to work with a buyer who couldn't tell with reasonable certainty the seriousness and fit with a seller after a few meetings. The meetings can be in person or over the phone. You buyers are pretty intuitive here. My goal here is simply to remind you that getting to know the seller is as important as getting to know the practice itself. To learn more, check out my course, my free podcast, and my book, all at dentalbuyeradvocates.com.